the situation you guys want to be playing for. So kind of what are the keys to going out there and keeping the mindset right for it? So you're going out there for basically having a professional mindset about this, even though the playoffs are basically a near impossibility at this point.
Yeah, I mean, my mindset, talking with a few other guys, first and foremost, we have just a great opportunity to go out there and play ball. This has been a childhood dream for basically everyone. And the fact that you have another opportunity to go out there and to play, the game that, we've been blessed enough to be able to play, that in and of itself is enough reason. On top of that, we still have a chance to close out the season above 500, which, since I think my first year, we, haven't had the chance to do. And, last but not least, they're both division games. So, it adds a little something extra. We got the Chargers, obviously this week, going out to LA, and, we got the Chiefs at home the week after. And so both of those games are super important. They're always circled on the calendar. And, so I don't think there's really, obviously you'd like to be playing for a spot in the playoffs or holding the spot in the playoffs, but you don't need too many more reasons to go out there and to, do your job.
Nick, do you have something?
Yes. Hey, Justin, I'm curious just what your thoughts have been on working with Christian Parker. You've obviously had a number of secondary coaches since you've been with the Broncos. What's just sort of your idea of what he's kind of brought to that position for you guys?
Working with CP's been great. He's a guy that's really smart. I think the thing that I appreciate the most about him is how we kind of see things the same way. And the times that we don't, has really been impactful for me to get a different insight, a different lens on, how he preps, for a game, and then how I prep for a game, and, how those things can kind of help, take your game to another level. At no point in your career are you satisfied, with where you're at or your level of preparation or your level of play. You're always looking for ways to innovate and to create and to, up your game. And CP's been doing that since he's been in the building. Never satisfied with, defensive success, individual success, always finding ways to push you and to better you. And so I'm really thankful and appreciative of that. I know it's only been 1 year. I feel like I've known him for, like half my life, not to sound, cliche or corny, but, it's the truth. So I really appreciate him.
Let's go Arnie and then Eric. Go ahead, Arnie.
Hey, Justin, I know you still got a couple of games here, but I wanted to ask you, as this season winds down, every new year is going to bring a lot of change. And so I'm wondering, how do you feel about the bedrock of this team compared to other years in the league? As you know, you had to wrap up a season. You feel like the foundation, the bedrock is better than it's been?
Yeah, that's a really good. I really do. First thought, just off the top of my head, I really feel like, foundationally, something positive has been built. We had a lot of meaningful games, in December this year, and obviously we fell short. And by no means is that acceptable. Or we have moral victories, saying like, well, hey, this year we took a step in the right direction. But there are some positives that you can, continually build on. And I think the right guys around the building. And I think, just building this thing, year after year, those are the little things, in my opinion, that help you with your success on the field. And so, like you said, this year's, by no means over, for us yet. And, but I am looking forward to, a lot of the positives that have been kind of like foundation setting, changes.
Go ahead, Eric.
Justin, to follow up on that a little bit, what have Pat Surtain and Javonte Williams brought to this team that has you excited for the future? And then speaking more generally about the rookie class, how do you think they've added to this foundation?
Yeah, I think Pat and Javonte have been great. Obviously they're their play on the field speaks for itself. With all the accolades that they had, throughout the year, I thought they were deserving of a Pro Bowl bid. I thought that's just how great they played. And those, like I said, and I think a week or 2 weeks ago, like those things will come, with more team success, people will start realizing individual success and guys like that. But our rookie class in general, I'm not going to sit here and try and name everyone. I know I'm going to forget, but, me working closely with guys like Pat and Caden, there's just been this class in general has just been great. They've been attentive. They've had to adjust, a lot like the class last year. Their first year, they're dealing with COVID. The class this year comes in, everything's back to normal. Then, now we're hitting all these protocols late. And, shockingly, there hasn't been a lot of that rookie wall haze, deer in the headlights look. And so I'm really excited for those guys, man. They love football. They love this organization. They really lock in and are listening to advice from veterans throughout the locker room. And they're gonna be a great class here, and especially the guys that have been contributing early. Going to be playing a lot of football for a long time.
If you no longer have a question, can you please lower your hand? We've got time for maybe 2 or 3 more. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, Justin, kind of going off the foundation question, there's been a lot of talk the past few days and really the last few weeks about, Vic's future and where he may stand at the end of this season. I'm just wondering, what's your relationship as a leader been like with Vic these last 3 years, and kind of what's been his message the last few days?
My relationship with Vic has been really good. We've had a lot of conversations. We've had a lot of tough conversations, and I've appreciated all of them. Vic's helped me in my career, both on and off the field. There's a lot of things that I've learned from him, leadership wise. And those are things that I'll always, cherish and be appreciative of, because it's those little things that you encounter with people throughout the years as you're in the league that really help shape you into the, player or person that you are. And so I'm sitting here with a, culmination of a bunch of different people that have kind of helped shape me into the player and man I am today. And Vic's definitely a big part of that. And I'm just, I'm really thankful for him.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, Justin, I guess kind of with this theme unintentionally, but it kind of makes sense. We could hear Garrett's disappointment and emotion Monday when he met the media. For you in year 6, with how different this team felt, certainly to you guys in the locker room, how disappointing is it to likely not make the playoffs? I know we don't want to put the final nail in the coffin, but certainly the odds are against you right now.
Yeah, no, it's extremely disappointing. I think the biggest disappointment, was with all the expectations we had, obviously as a fan base, but I mean, as like a team, going into this thing and knowing the work that we put in and, OTAs and training camp and, all these different things. And then all, the goals that we had at the start of the season, and then just not coming through, us not coming through and following through on those, on those goals. And so, and especially with the talent that we have, every year your roster changes, whether you want it to or not. And I feel like we had a pretty special, team to really make something happen. And like you said, the final nail is not in the coffin. The odds certainly aren't in our favor. And so it's just disappointing. You always want to take advantage of the opportunity when it's in front of you. And unfortunately, that's something we did not do this year, and especially in games where we needed them the most.
Go ahead, finish this off, Troy.
A 2-part question, Justin. Are you guys aware of the speculation regarding Coach's job? Do you find yourself playing for him these last 2 weeks? And then I have a final question.
Yeah. Guys are, aware. We hear all the chatter that goes around. That's a question that a bunch of guys get asked a lot. And I know me personally, I think you guys know me well enough. I don't really, I hear it. I don't really give it too much attention. I'm a in the now, type of guy. I've said before, I like to be where my feet are. And so right now we got 2 games left. And like I said, the guys in this locker room, man, it's been tough games. You may not always agree on how things are going, but at the end of the day, you have respect for people that put in the work, like Vic does week in and week out, to try and help us and prepare us for a chance to win. And that's something that I'll always respect. And I respect that of coaches, out of players. So I wouldn't necessarily say like, yeah, we're rallying. That's a point where we're saying as a team, like, hey, we need to fight here so we can, do X, Y, and Z to help, whatever with certain coaches' jobs here. But if you're asking me if I've loved having Coach Vic, here as a coach, I think I said that earlier. He's been nothing but great to me, and I've learned so much from him, and I've loved having him as a coach. And I think the fact that, we do go out there and play hard every week is just a testament to, how much we enjoy having coach and the staff.
Last thing, John Madden passes away. How do you know him? Isn't it through the video game? And how much did that video game influence your love for football?
Yeah. I definitely, my knowledge and experience of knowing John Madden was through the video game. But my dad was a football connoisseur growing up. Steve Atwater was one of his favorite players. And, he educated me a lot. He was breaking it down, telling me that, John Madden's not just the Madden guy. He's in his words, a lot bigger deal than that. So I learned a little bit more about, him as a coach and the success that he had, when he was coaching and the winning success that he had. And it's truly remarkable. And, I want to send my condolences to the Madden family and to the NFL world, especially those who, were close to him or were deeply impacted, by what he's done, for the game and for the league in general. And so it's truly a sad thing, but, I'm also a firm believer in celebrating, what people have done and have left behind. And he's left behind a truly amazing legacy. And I know I'm thankful for that. I'm really thankful for that.
Thank you, Justin.
Justin, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.